Hi, I'm Katie McDonough, and today I'll be talking with Jason Gakowski, and we will be doing a profile interview on what it's like to be a student athlete here at UW-Madison. So, how are you today?
Doing pretty well. It's actually nice out, so I'm enjoying the weather.
Same. So I guess let's jump right in. I guess tell me a little bit about your sport, what position you play.
Okay, so pretty much the sport I play, it's not a D1 sport, it's a D2 athletic program, and it is kind of like the University of Wisconsin men's club hockey team. I'm actually the current president, and I'm a first-line forward. Got involved with the program my freshman year. I found out about it kind of like through my own efforts, websites, contacting, and tried out. Really thought, there were like 45 guys there at tryouts. I think they took like 4 of us, and I was one of the 4, luckily.
Wow.
So, it's been probably one of the greatest things I've gotten involved with, and that's why, I took the time upon myself to become president and keep the club going as a whole. So, it's one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done here on campus.
That's very cool. Impressive. What made you decide to play in college? Did you always know that?
Well, my mother was always going to get really irritated with me because she told me to choose colleges based on academics, which obviously I did. I'm not going to lie, though. It was in the back of my head. I wanted to play hockey. My dad wanted me to play college hockey, too. I could have gone to, a D3 school with, not the most world-renowned academics available, but, I wanted to keep on playing. So there's kind of it's through the grapevine, you hear about it, but there's an ACHA league, D2, and that's what we are. So I contacted a few universities that had them. So, the University of Minnesota has it, St. Cloud, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Dakota, all these teams have it, very prestigious universities, but they also give you the opportunity to compete in D2 athletics. And it's nice because it's not the time commitment that D1 is, but it's still competitive enough. So I did come to the university expecting and wanting to play hockey, not like an intramural, but actually a competitive league. So in the decision process, I checked out universities like Stevens Point to maybe play D3 for them, or I checked out universities like St. Norbert. So I checked out several other kind of I'm not saying that, if you weigh Madison over a Stevens Point, Madison's going to reign supreme academically. So ultimately, in the end, I just decided academics were more important than hockey, but still, I think there was a good shot for me to play with this team.
Okay, so as you mentioned, academics. Does playing hockey here, does it affect you academically at all?
It actually doesn't. There are a lot of guys, I'm even myself to say, during the hockey season, it's a season long. It's a couple months. We go from September to the end of February, so it's a long season. And obviously, first semester, we're all kind of hockey and academic based. And my GPA and my grades for all those, I'm getting A, Bs, a few Bs that first semester. And even this semester, I'm struggling a little bit because the problem is hockey keeps you floored. It keeps you focused on what to get done for the week, stay on top of your stuff, and then when you don't have it, you're just kind of unorganized. You're oh, I got so much more free time, and you kind of put it on the back burner, and you kind of burn yourself in the end. So with hockey, a lot of guys even say our grades are a lot better during the hockey season than not, and that's actually the case this semester. I'm struggling to find the finish line right now, whereas last semester I kind of breezed through. So it gives you a balance, and a lot of us, we've been doing it since the age of 5, and without the hockey and school balance, we're almost like lost puppies. We have no idea what to do. So
you're saying hockey is kind of like a stress reliever for you guys?
It's a stress reliever. It's just a structured event that we've always done for our entire lives. So it's when we don't have it, we just don't know what to do. So it's
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like people who work out to stress relief.
Exactly, and if they're deprived of it for a few days, they kind of deteriorate academically and physically and mentally and all that stuff. So.
Okay. So I guess going into a little bit of your personal background, I know you've told me before that you lost a lot of weight. I think you said your senior year of high school. So did that affect you playing at all?
Actually, no. The only thing was, being a kid, actually when I was younger, obviously, I broke my leg in the 4th grade, so it was almost 3.5 months of just sitting around eating. I didn't go to school because I couldn't physically walk, and I was just kind of at home, bed rested for a long time. So I put on a severe amount of weight. And my sophomore year of high school, freshman year, sophomore year, I was around 265, 270 pounds. But I was still playing hockey at that weight. It was one of those things that, it actually helped me, I think, in the long run because it allowed me to become a better athlete in the case of I played position more than speed. So I actually, even though I was the slowest guy, I was positioned better than most, and I actually kind of made up for it. So now I'm currently at like a 205-pound state. I actually lost. I think I was down to 180 my senior year of high school, and then realized it was too small, so I lost nearly 100 pounds. So I got up to 200, and now I've got the speed game. Probably one of the second, third fastest guys in the team. I've got speed and position. It just realistically, it helped me hockey-wise, but it also helped me to become the individual that I am today. There are some kids that, I guess, take it for what it is, but I've been there. I've been, through hardships. I've been through, difficult battles. They were all kind of self-induced, but then I decided to become the better person and take it upon myself to do something about it. So.
Wow, that's very.
I could write a book at this point, I feel.
Yeah. No, that's awesome though. So you also previously said that you're currently the president of your team.
Yep.
So what is that like? Have you learned anything from that?
Well, that was really interesting in the beginning because I took over this past season. We're going to give it over to another guy. I'm going to be the executive board advisor. And what happened is going into my tenure, everyone left. Every single person on the executive board, last season, they were all seniors. And as soon as the season was over, they said, that's it, my time is done. A lot of the guys don't really care about the team, I felt like, back in the day, like I do, and some of the guys in the team. We would have commitment issues. We'd have guys traveling to away games with 13 to 14 guys. We're not even able to compete. And now we've done it, I've taken it upon myself to get a stronger recruiting class. I've done it, where I've redone the entire executive board, higher standing with kind of our overseeing board of rec sports and the ACHA. We've just done a lot on our part to kind of make the team more structured and organized as a whole. But in the beginning, it was difficult because as soon as all the seniors left, I had to do this all on my own. It was a lot of trial and error. So in the beginning, it was a lot of learning what not to do, which I learned a lot of, and now I can actually do what I need to do. So, there were hardships. I felt like I was the only one. Guys were involved, but I felt like it was put on my shoulders. So I felt like some of my game was deteriorating because I was worried more about, the aspects of making the team function as a whole rather than playing. So it was stressful in the beginning, but now I've been able to, figure out what to do, give straight guidelines to guys that come into new positions, and then I'm going to be kind of like an advisor next year, like I said, not the president, and I'll have the guys that are normally, going to be doing these roles next year, and I'll help them out. So therefore, we'll be able to transition. Because I don't want people to go through what I went through because it was very stressful.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad I did it because I really love this team. It's almost like my baby, I guess you want to say.
So it's worth it.
It's worth it. It really is worth it in the end. I enjoy every single moment of it. All the guys, everything.
Yeah. So then you also said obviously that being president has been a challenge. But what has been your favorite part about being president?
My favorite part about being president is finally, actually seeing my work, benefit, it being able to pay off. Because I do put so much time and effort into it. It's almost like, a part-time job, almost, I wouldn't say a full-time job, but I dedicate about 25, hours a week to it on top of my schoolwork, on top of playing. I'm emailing teams throughout the ACHA. I'm calling commissioners. I'm calling coaches. I'm taking several meetings at the NAT with the rec sport officials, making sure we meet deadlines, staying organized, forms have to get done. So, doing all of this and then finally, getting a pat on the back from, our coordinators and our teammates and saying, you did a really good job. It's really self-fulfilling because there was so much going into it that I finally, in the beginning, I maybe wasn't seeing the outcomes, even though they were occurring because there was just so much going on. I felt like there was so much bad rather than good. But finally able to see the outcomes and to see how beneficial they've been, it's one of the most self-fulfilling things I've ever had.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's even more so than me losing 100 pounds.
Yeah. I bet. I guess my next question is clearly being a hockey player is a huge time commitment, especially being president. So are there any things that you feel like you've missed out on versus, I guess, the average college student who isn't a student athlete?
Will I say, I've missed several weekends hanging out with friends? Yes. Have I missed some of the camaraderie and, typical college activities some kids do? Yes. Do I regret it? No. And the reason I don't regret it is because, I was the same way in high school. I really never got involved with individuals or groups or, just people in general because I had hockey. And I would have hockey, 2-3 practices a week, games on the weekend. But I was sheltered. I just wanted to, focus on my academics, focus on hockey, and, it developed, the character, like I said earlier, of who I am. And I even take that into to college a little bit because not, going out and, partying all the time like a lot of people that I know do. I'm doing something that's stress relieving. I'm doing something that I enjoy. I'm making tons of friends. Like I'll say right now, the friends that I have on campus, say for my freshman year, my dorm floors and stuff like that, yes, they're friends. But I would say, like the hockey guys, they're family. I have created a family. And I have made lasting bonds and friendships that'll last well into my, 80s. I hope to God I get there. But, it's just, do I regret it? No, because all the guys on the weekends, we look forward. We look forward to the season. We look forward to the games. We look forward to hanging out. And that's all that really matters in the end for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just looking forward to it. I always look forward to the games. Like Fridays, I'm just antsy. I want to get out of class and I want to go play.
So I guess my last question then is, because you said the team's like your family and your baby, so what has been your favorite memory or your funniest memory while playing here?
There are several interesting, very, very interesting memories. A lot of them could be like on the road trips up where it's like, some guy takes a wrong turn and we're showing up, like we're actually dressing in the car because we're about almost an hour late to the game. Like we're gonna miss warm-ups. We're gonna get there for the first. So there's a guy driving and there's like three of us just like, all right, here, can you pass me the jock strap? All right, here, where's my helmet? Where's my gloves? And guys are literally dressing in the back of the car and then we're hopping out and going on the ice. Like other favorite memories. We got to play in the inaugural outdoor ACHA, WCCHA All-Star game in Minnesota. It was very memorable because it was negative 35 degrees outside.
Wow.
And the entire team, we all made like an Under Armour trip, and then we're all like decked out in just compression gear and just head-to-toe mittens, and then guys are like running to the locker room coming back, and stuff like that. So there are a lot of like memories you can take out of it. I wouldn't say one is my favorite because literally every weekend brings something new, and it just makes me more, makes me look forward to every weekend. I just want to get back out there. I want the season to start. This is just going to be terrible. I got to wait all summer until September to do this, but
it'll be there before you know it.
Hopefully.
Well, I guess just to wrap it all up, it sounds like you really enjoy hockey, and although it's hardships being president, it can be stressful at times. More than anything, it sounds like a good time when you're making a family out of it, and it's overall a stress reliever. So hopefully you guys have a good season next year.
Yep, we're looking to hopefully get ranked in the top 25 and make regionals. So
well, good luck. But yeah, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Yes, thank you.